Welcome to the Dilemma with your host, Shantae.
And I'm your host, Gemini.
And we're based in Las Vegas, where the sin is the city. Please hit us with any questions or comments on Instagram at the_dilemma_podcast or Facebook at The Dilemma. And if you want to be a part of the show, please hit us at 702-605-4836. Casting hours are Mondays and Tuesdays, 7 to 8 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays, noon to 1 p.m. Pacific time. Now, jumping right in. So when do you consider a relationship official?
I want to say it depends on the two individuals dealing with one another. But also it depends on where they are on their mindset, their lives, where they are in their life. But realistically, to me, it shouldn't take that long to know if you want to be with a person or not.
Right. I agree with that. I think that, when you're first initially coming into this type of relationship, whatever type of relationship it is, there's a agreement on what level you're seeing each other. So
okay.
Sometimes we'll come into a relationship and then we already know that it's not going to be serious. It's just something that we're doing. So it's just a physical or sexual relationship.
I feel you with that one, because to me, that's based off of you, watching, being watchful, seeing, absorbing what he got going on, or vice versa, she got going on. You're paying attention to what that person is putting out. So you to me, you can always feel when a person is feeling you.
Right.
But then it goes to the question of how deep is the person feeling you?
So do you think that up front, if a person is not looking for that type of relationship, it should be known? I mean, if I'm not looking for something serious, I should, let you know up front that, listen, I'm just looking for something that's easy or convenient.
Again, I feel like it depends on the individual and where they are in their mindset, because people can say, yeah, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm ready for this, I'm ready for that, but their actions will show and prove a whole lot more so than what they're saying.
And sometimes vice versa too. Sometimes their actions can be showing that they're there,
mm-hmm.
that they're connected, and in their mind frame, it's nothing. There's no connection, and you never know. They may have this same type of connection with everybody. It may just be in the way that they act, or people can perceive them as.
Well, to answer that question for myself, I'm gonna say this: after we went on dates, we feeling each other, we talk, the conversation, I feel like people should really read what's going on. You get what I'm saying? So after a couple of dates, you done went on, you vibing with each other, you got things in common, you see that you guys can fox with one another.
So, do you think you can actually establish yourself in a relationship before you even have sex with a person?
Yes. To be completely honest, yes.
Me personally, I think I want to know more about how you are sexually before I even determine if I want to be in a long-term relationship with you. And I can recall a situation where I met this guy, and he was the sweetest guy, and he had a lot going for him. Nice body, I loved his body, but he took steroids, so it kind of took a lot from him as his manlyhood down there. But his demeanor and his personality and everything about him was everything that I would want in a man. And I actually took the time to wait and get to know him before, and I actually met him on Valentine's Day.
Okay.
Funny thing.
That's nice.
He was selling perfume. So, but he very intelligent guy, very good person. And we waited, waited actually 2 months before we even had
Okay.
sex.
Okay. Feeling each other out,
Right.
Okay.
Right. And I really enjoyed this person who he was. But once we had sex, it was completely no connection there. So it was a complete turn off. And not taking from him the person who he is, but I mean, we couldn't connect.
We're gonna safely say, not to cut you off, we're gonna safely say, after that session, you kindly put him in the friend zone. Like, we are only meant to be friends. That's what made the friend thing official. Like, we're just friends.
And not only that, and like I say, not to take from him, but I couldn't look past the friend zone at that point.
Okay, well,
and the sex, and it seemed like it was the sex that changed it that way, because I thought that I saw like real potential in this guy, and he had a lot going for himself. And
okay. So then we can take that a little bit deeper. Then, well, maybe you should have got it out the way, and then you could have deciphered then. But then you probably wouldn't be able to find out what a true, genuine person that he was if you did not do so.
Well, do you think the sex is that important, though?
I want to say no, because then at the end of the day, even when you do find your companion in life, at some point, somebody's not going to be able to do something. You get what I mean? So to me, it goes deeper than when you're in a relationship and you're official, 100% official with someone. Then at some point, sex is going to become irrelevant because you get older. You get what I'm saying? The urge might go away, but to be really official with someone, can you have a conversation? I'm gonna ask this, ladies and gentlemen. After you finish doing your thug thills in the bed, putting it down, do you have a conversation?
Right.
Can you literally speak to one another? Is it beyond just bang, 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 bang?
Right. And I don't expect for the conversation to come immediately after the sex, because, immediately
sometimes you get
after
tired.
the sex,
you
she's
just
supposed
fall
to,
right out.
listen, I'd rather be in euphoria
That was good.
for a few minutes before I can even comment. But is there a conversation that's had between two people to establish, or is it just a gesture that you make with the person, or a overheard conversation with the homeboys, your homegirls? Like, yeah, that's my dude. When are people held responsible for the commitments that they have with people? Because
I can say that's kind of hard, because with so much and what we have going on today in society, a person can fake a whole relationship. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, how can you decipher? So
because you can have a whole relationship with somebody, but because it wasn't established verbally that you're in a relationship, it's not considered a relationship. But yet everything you guys do together is even
based
more
on a relationship level.
Exactly. You're taking the responsibilities of a relationship, and you're being committed to that person.
But then say when a real person comes around, say mom or dad or somebody, hey, is this your person? This is who you dealing with? This your significant other? Or
just simply just being introduced as, yeah, this is my girl, or this is my dude. And how far do you go into that? That type of relationship.
Well, so that's when I say it just depends on the individuals.
Months. Right.
Because
6
some
years.
people, like, they've been dealing with each other, doing the thug thills and all the above. But then when you're at a function and you introduce this person as such, then they be like, we didn't talk about that. You know what I mean? The whole time you're thinking that y'all an item, and the whole time this person is thinking that we just having a good time. I'm just going with the flow. So again, to me, it just goes back to the individual. The individuals in that entwine. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Where they're at with it. Because to me, it doesn't take that long. Because I'm that type of person. If I'm dealing with you, we done went out on dates, and it don't have to be no first sex, on the first date sex, none of that. I love to get to know an individual. I want to know your mind. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I want to know how you react with your favorite color, what type of food you like, what you're allergic to. And after so many dates, okay, and then we take it there. We take it a little bit further and have them nice relations. To me, you mine after that. Ain't no conversation, as far as I'm concerned.
Right. And
especially if I'm watching your actions, like how you're acting towards me, and it's to me it becomes a balance, a flow. It's no misunderstanding.
Well, I can definitely understand that, but at the same time, it's like with me, I've had sex with people that I definitely wouldn't have a relationship with, but it was fun. I knew them. It was protected. It was respectful. It was two adults making a decision. And I've also had sex with people that I did want that type of connection or relationship with. And it felt like that while I was with them. But I knew that
what it really was.
There really was no title to it. Really, how important is that title? Because you can have the title and say, hey, yeah, that's my man, or yeah, that's my girl, or whatever. But that doesn't mean that your life is lived in that order.
Right. So basically, it's under an exception. You think this is what it is, but that's not really what it is. So then, if we're gonna go on it on that level, then I feel like, then yes, two people should discuss what it is, because it's just like communication really don't be there. Don't assume anything, because that's what makes us look stupid in the end. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Well, I've been doing this and I've been helping you do this, or you get what I mean? Because just because you thought it was a relationship, but the whole time this was a facade, for the other person. They were only getting what they can get out of you. So, I mean, if we're going that deep into it, then I think, then it should be established. Because if you're not on that grown level, right, you need to make sure you communicate with one another. But when you grown, to me, there's no words that need to be spoken. Right.
There's no yes or no to it. Do you like me? Yes or no?
Right. We're not in kindergarten no more writing notes talking about I like you. Do you like me? Check yes or no.
Exactly. But do you feel that, because, I mean, I've heard plenty of times, how women will throw out there, they don't see no rings on my finger. Do you think the commitment only comes when there is a official commitment amongst two people? Or, I mean, is it something that's agreed upon, or a conversation that's had? Or do you just assume that you're in a relationship once you've reached a certain point in knowing each other?
Getting further and further in the relationship thing, no, because at this point we can't assume anything anymore. If you understand what I'm saying. Right. Because when we assume, we make asses of ourselves. So I would want to say, let's not assume on anything. But when do we call it official? Let's not waste anyone's time anymore. We only getting older, not younger.
So should we be asking the question, are we together, or what are we doing? Or do we wait until we actually have the real commitment where, this person
the ring on the
proposed to us.
finger.
Right.
You standing before